You finally let go. You told yourself you were done. So why does one message pull you right back? Logically, you have already processed the reality. You remember the hurt, the confusion, and the exhaustion of the dynamic. Your mind made a definitive decision to move forward. Yet, the moment that notification arrives, your nervous system takes control. Your breathing turns shallow and your muscles lock, creating a physical paralysis that ignores every rational thought you've had. This creates a jarring question. Why does your body cling to a connection that your mind has already identified as painful? This inability to walk away is a biological override. It is a physical response programmed into your brain a long time ago, designed to prioritize survival over logic. This behavior typically begins in a quiet house. A young child sits by a front door, hands in their lap, simply waiting. They grew up where connection was a moving target. Caregivers could be present one moment and vanish the next without warning, leaving the child in an emotional vacuum. When that caregiver returned, the flood of relief served as a powerful emotional fix for the child's nervous system. That moment taught the brain a lasting lesson. Leaving is the command to start waiting. It recategorized relief as safety. The child's developing brain mapped this cycle, the ache of absence followed by the surge of return, as the baseline for what it means to be connected. By the teenage years, the setting moves to a bedroom. The passive waiting by the door shifts into an active, anxious focus on a phone screen, watching for a typing bubble to appear. The survival mechanism evolves here. Waiting is no longer passive. It becomes an active campaign to earn that eventual return. You find yourself holding on longer, making excuses for their distance, and offering endless second chances, all in an attempt to resolve the tension. You are subconsciously chasing the childhood high of the relief spike, believing that the longer you wait, the more significant the eventual connection will feel. Your brain now accepts that emotional suffering is simply the required investment for the reward of someone coming back. In an adult relationship, the pattern remains identical. An argument happens, a partner pulls away, and that familiar silence fills the room. You experience this distance as the childhood starting line. Your body instinctively prepares to wait, regardless of how much the person has hurt you. The overwhelming pull you feel is your body anticipating a dopamine hit. You are craving the moment of their return, which is a physiological response separate from your actual feelings for the person. Understanding this attachment as a learned biological reward strips the cycle of its romantic power. Awareness changes the dynamic completely. You can acknowledge the feeling of the pull without ever being forced to follow it. If this feels familiar, you don't have to explain your story. Just comment, "It felt familiar." Right now, you are experiencing a physical memory. Your body is bracing for an outcome it learned to expect decades ago. Stop asking why you are weak for staying. Start asking what you learned about being left behind, and why you were taught that being chosen again was the only way to feel safe. True closure comes from understanding the emotional programming that made you wait in the first place, rather than waiting for someone else to finally choose you.